Hi, science students. I'm Miss Wilson, and I'm going to go over our procedures for our Zoom classes. So I'm so excited to learn and to grow with you throughout this digital learning process for however long you're at home and I'm at school. I'm so excited to get to touch base with you every day on Zoom. Every day you're going to log in at your assigned time for your class. First academic is going to be from 9:45 to 11. Second academic is going to be from 11:40 to 12:55. Third academic is going to be from 2:45 to 4. And you can see the whole schedule posted on my eClass page right below the weekly agenda. Each day you should navigate to eClass and click on the Zoom class link to join the call. That's going to look just like this. You're going to see a little Bitmoji of me, and right there it's going to say click here to join our Zoom class. Once you've clicked in there, it's going to take you to Zoom and it's going to ask you to put in your first and last name. So I'm going to take attendance using your first and last name as your username for the call. So make sure when you log in and it asks you for your name, put your first and last name. I'm going to take attendance the first 5 minutes of class, so make sure you're on time, maybe even a little early, so that you can get in and get settled before class starts. When you enter the Zoom call, I want you to make sure that your camera is turned on so I can see your bright smiling face, and make sure that your microphone is muted so that we don't have tons of background noise, which can be a distraction for our fellow students. You'll want to make sure that the bottom left of your screen looks like this. You have a red line through the microphone saying that it's muted, and you have your camera with no red line, meaning that I can see your face and your classmates can see your face as well. If you have a red line through the camera, that means that your camera is turned off. How will we begin class each day? Class is going to begin with a bell ringer task, something that reviews what we talked about the previous day, or a question I have for you to consider. That will typically take around 5 minutes, and that's the time frame that I'm going to be taking attendance. So you want to make sure that you're there on time in order to do the bell ringer and be marked present for class. How should you ask a question in a Zoom classroom? You're going to click the raise your hand button. It should be on your toolbar down towards the bottom of your screen, and I'll call on you. I'll say your name and ask you to unmute yourself so that you can ask your question. You may also raise your hand, like what I'm doing right now, physically, so that I can see you and I can call on you that way if you're more comfortable with that. Either option is fine. If you're looking for the button to raise your hand on your toolbar, it's going to be down towards the bottom. It might be across the top, but it's going to be in the toolbar, and it's going to be a little blue hand that says raise hand, just like that. Do you need to raise your hand before you go to the restroom or you walk away from your screen? Yes, you do need to do that just so that I know you're leaving your screen to go somewhere and I can be ready to catch you back up when you return to your screen. So just raise your hand and let me know that, either physically raising your hand or pressing the raise your hand button. How should you turn in your work? Almost all of our assignments, including homework assignments, will be turned in on Google Classroom. That makes it really quick and easy for me to get feedback back to you and to get your grades back to you as quickly as possible. You should navigate to eClass and look in the weekly agenda every day to find the assignments for the day. So that's going to look like this. It'll be up towards the very top left of your eClass page for physical science, and for each day it'll tell you what we're doing, and then there will be a link to the assignments. How should you exit the Zoom classroom? Before you exit class, please make sure you've completed and submitted the ticket out the door. Typically that'll be a Google Forms or a Google Doc that I'll ask you to type a little bit into and then submit to me so I can see where you are, if you understand the topic, if we're ready to move on, if we need to slow down. Every day I'm going to say goodbye to you, so don't leave before you've heard that. I'll dismiss you by saying goodbye, and then you can go ahead and log off and go on with the next task that you need to do. What should you do if you have an emergency or you won't be in class? We all know that there's going to be times where there's something that comes up and you're unable to make it to class. Maybe you're sick, maybe you had to go to a dentist appointment, whatever that might be. If you're not in class, please send me an email to let me know that you won't be there for whatever reason, just so that I'm aware and can kind of make sure I check in with you to make sure you get those assignments you need. You should navigate to eClass in the content area to find any assignment for the day that you missed. So what that's going to look like is you're going to go to your eClass page. You'll click on that little green book that says content first. And then when you get there, it'll look something like what you see here. It'll have down the side a bunch of little folders. Look for the date that you were absent or that you had an emergency and were not in class. So for example, that first week of school is August 12th to 14th. Each day there will be an assignment item for you to click on, and you can see everything that we did that day that you need to complete. So we have a Wednesday folder, a Thursday folder, a Friday folder inside of this week. We're going to have a great year together this year, even though it's going to look and feel a little bit different. I'm excited to learn through this new challenge and to get to know you guys. So have a really great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.